start.
Hi, I'm Zakaiya Raymond.
I'm Lily Ewing,
And I'm Mackenzie Patterson.
and this is our Black History Month project. So we did our interviews and our research from two separate perspectives to try to get the idea. It's from a white man's perspective and a black woman's perspective. Most of the segregation was handled with peaceful demonstrations in the late 60s. The main place for segregation was restaurants and pools. An example of segregation in restaurants is when my grandfather, Robert, was with his black friend Bob Gregory. They were going to a restaurant till they sat down and the waiter said he would serve my grandfather being a white man, but not Gregory being a black man.
With pools, they just had very simply didn't let black people in, including the Washington Park pool. Later, or further back a couple years, fountains were big places for segregation. They either had separated fountains or separated lines. Another example of peaceful demonstrations is peaceful marches that were led by Lewis Waller. From Stephanie's side, there was not lots of problems growing up, and there were not so many protests.
Stephanie went to Trinity. In Trinity, they only had 10 blacks, which shows how many blacks there were. Which shows how blacks were segregated then. But the white people never really made any comments towards the blacks because they never felt the need. Also, another example is the Observer reporter didn't allow blacks to process photos, but they let the whites. Although it doesn't sound like it, there was still a lot of division.
And that is our Black History Month project, even though it's getting started late. All of our research everything we said was from our interviews of our grandparents and a little bit of needed research. Thank you, the end.
Bye.